Welcome back to the Garbage Garage. Today, some things were accomplished. Nothing over here though. So, these shelves are already here. I think I did a video about some of these. But, we got Miata parts up here from my old Miata. Uh, Cargo straps and two air horn kits here that have never been used. Reciprocating saw blades, wrenches. The level doesn't really belong there, but whatever. Scissors. One of those, what's it called? Those magnetic thing holders for the screws and the nails and whatnot. This speaker doesn't belong here. Drywall screws. That's a battery out of the green Escort hooked up to one of those minder things, but I figured there's no point having it running all the time because this battery will sit for like at least a month and it'll start right back up. So I figure, put the charger back on it in like a month, let it sit on there for a few days to, maintain it back up, and that should be fine. So this is going to be like a workbench. This should be clean. If that'll ever happen, who knows. We got our screwdrivers. Still missing the large Phillips head one, which isn't a surprise because, of course, that one gets used the most, so it disappeared. I got my battery charger for my weed whacker and drill that are both Black & Decker lithium 20-volt machines. So that's kind of cool. Have that plugged in over here. I got my saw, which I just used recently because this toolbox was over there. And as you may be able to see here, this thing now has a hole in it there because I had to roll this underneath, so I had to cut it to fit it. And then the line wasn't perfectly straight, so I thought, hey, I got all this random trim laying around. Let's use my saw, make a fancy 45-degree cut, and, fill that back in. So my toolbox is here instead of way over there. The compressor's here instead of way over there. We got more Miata parts under here, including part of the intake that I made a few weeks ago that I never made a video about. And then you got the car dollies, jack, drain pans, jack stands, and battery charger thing over here. So that's pretty nice to have that all nice and organized. We've only used those once, and it was because the genius that was running a room for me for a while, he parked his car in the driveway and went on vacation for a month and didn't leave his keys here. So there's no way to move his car out of the driveway. So what we did, since it was front wheel drive and he didn't have the parking brake on, is we jacked up the front of it, put his front wheels on dollies, and then pushed it out of the way. What did we do? We pushed it somewhere. I think we couldn't have pushed it on the street because we wouldn't have been able to get it back up, so we must have pushed it into the backyard and then parked something in the driveway. But either way, it was kind of funny. And then we moved it back so he never even knew it happened. So I did that. I moved the Escort radiator off of the table. So if anyone needs an Escort radiator, I've got one. Let's see. We got this cardboard here. That needs to go away. Or at least get moved, because it's good to have cardboard for working on cars. You can slide underneath things. That's pretty good. There's a bunch of wood from all the stuff I've been making, just laying about. And there's more wood, because I don't know if I did a video, but there was a table here my Legos used to be on long, long ago. I disassembled that today because I don't need it anymore, and I'm going to turn the top of it into more shelves and probably use those as shelf supports because the shelves are going to go up here. Because I need somewhere to put this camping stuff, and I need to find somewhere to put all these rakes, put my leaf blower up there. And then we got over here, which is now a lot different. We got Escort seats underneath here, Miata tires, snow tires, and then all the Legos are over there now. The sled, Miata sides, or not a Miata, that's for a Vibe. That's a Pontiac Vibe side skirt thing, and then I put the ladder up on the wall with one functional hanger thing and one broken one, but it works. As long as it holds there, I really don't care. So, let's see. I don't know what I'm doing with the shelf. It's kind of awkwardly just thrown in there. All it's got on it is like welding projects for my one welding class in high school. So I don't really know. It doesn't really need to be here. The only other thing, I think that's full of like random lug nuts and bolts and little things like that. I was hoping my Miata hardware was in there because I took a bunch of bolts and stuff out of my other Miata and put them somewhere, but I haven't found them yet. And there's a jack over there. And then we got the extra Escort hood here. So if anyone needs a hood for a 91 to 96 Escort, here's one. I was trying to sell it for 50 bucks like a year ago. Nobody wanted it. The guy that I got it from, it came with that white Escort that I scrapped like a year and a mile ago. So he had it painted and never put it on the car. So it's just like perfect. It's got one tiny little dent in it that you can't even see unless you're looking for it. And then I got a Miata bumper over here, which it's off the old Miata. I don't need it. My Miata has a bumper, so I don't know if anyone wants this thing. I've got that. And there's all the extra wood I bought that I haven't used yet. I'll probably end up using it. We'll see. Indestructible lawnmower. See, so that's about it as of right now. This shelf that let me come over here and look at this shelf here, because this I just kind of cobbled together today. It was originally going to be done the same way as the other ones, where I was going to put like one strip along the back like there is, another along the wall, but then I realized there was nothing to support it here. I didn't want to put a support down into the Legos, and I couldn't tie into this because it doesn't come over far enough. And this shelf was just like a piece of an entertainment center, so it had to be this big. I couldn't make it any bigger. So I took two 2x3s, attached them to that strip, screwed the strip onto the wall, put a corner piece on, and then it looked super ugly. So I took some 1x3 and made this. So it looks alright. It's a garage shelf. Like, this obviously wouldn't cut it inside a house or anything, but for a garage, it's good enough. And no, I haven't actually built any of this Lego stuff lately. This is all like years and years old that got transmitted from my dad's house over here. And I mean, I don't want to take it apart, and I don't know, it's just kind of in limbo, and it, you know, inevitably there will probably be some point in the next decade and a half where I'll be like, oh, hey, I want to build a Lego thing. So, but yeah, we got like shelf material. We got this stinking bloody 2x8 piece of plywood here. There's actually a 4x8 one up in the ceiling, but we can't get it down because of the drop ceiling, and I'm not taking it out. It was just up there when I bought the house in the drop ceiling, and I haven't been able to take it down. So there's enough wood here to make like, I don't know, 10 or 15 feet more of shelves at least. Because actually the 2x8 I cut in half, so that's 16 feet by itself. Cut that in half, that's another 8. So I could put like, I don't know, 30 feet of shelves on this wall, which it would go kind of in this area. This I'm going to leave open because the saw is there. I want to have some space above it and leave all those Mustang calendar things up there. But all this scribbly crap on the wall from who knows who, I don't even know. That was just all there when I moved in, and we didn't bother painting the walls or anything, so it's still there. But I think that's it. It's like 9-minute video, and the garage is a mess, but it's getting better. There wasn't this much floor space earlier today. So I think I'm going to go burn some crappy old broken furniture pieces and then probably go to bed. Goodbye.